When did my backup plan become my first choice? I had 37 missed calls when my phone finally got service again, all from my fiancé Derek, all within a 3-hour window, all while I was stuck on a mountain trail with a sprained ankle and my backup wedding date, Miles, who I'd invited to my wedding planning appointments only because Derek was always too busy. Miles, who'd agreed to be my just-in-case person if something went wrong. Miles, who was currently fashioning a splint out of hiking poles and his jacket while Derek's calls went unanswered in my pocket. This is going to hurt, Miles said, kneeling beside me on the rocky trail. His hands were gentle, carefully positioning my swollen ankle. But we need to stabilize it before we try to get you down. I nodded, gritting my teeth as he worked. We were 2 miles from the trailhead, and the sun was starting to set. I twisted my ankle about an hour ago, and my phone had no service until 5 minutes ago. I should call Derek back, I said, watching my phone light up with another incoming call. He's probably worried. Miles didn't look up from securing the splint. He's called 37 times in 3 hours. That's not worried, that's something else. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing, but his jaw was tight. Just maybe stabilize your ankle before you deal with whatever that is. My phone stopped ringing, then immediately started again. I answered, Derek, I'm okay. My ankle is... Where the hell have you been? His voice was sharp, angry. I've been calling for hours. I told you this morning I was going hiking. My phone didn't have service until just now. You said you'd be back by 3. It's after 6. I looked at Miles, who was pointedly focusing on my ankle. I had an accident. I sprained my ankle and we had to... We? You're with someone? Derek's tone changed. Who's we? Miles came with me. I told you that this morning too. The silence on the other end was heavy. You're on a mountain with Miles, the same Miles who's been hanging around you for months. He's my friend, Derek. Your friend who you invited to cake tastings and venue tours because apparently I'm too busy to do my own wedding planning. There was accusation in his voice. You said you were too busy. You said you trusted me to handle the details. And you decided to handle them with another man. Miles finished with my ankle and stood up, walking away to give me privacy. But I could see tension in his shoulders. Derek, I'm hurt and I'm stuck on a mountain and I really don't want to have this argument right now. When do you want to have it? Because apparently I can never find time to do anything with you since you're always making plans with Miles. My ankle throbbed and I felt tears starting. That's not fair. You canceled on me 5 times last month. 5 times I had appointments and you said work came up. Because work does come up. Because I have a demanding job that pays for the life you want. I never asked you to. I stopped because this was an old argument. Look, can we talk about this later? Right now, I need to figure out how to get off this mountain. Let Miles figure it out. He seems good at taking care of you. Derek hung up. I stared at my phone, the anger in his voice echoing. Miles came back and sat down beside me. Everything okay? He's mad that I'm here with you? Yeah, I gathered that. Miles was quiet. For what it's worth, I can head back and send proper help. You don't need me making things worse. Don't be ridiculous. You're not leaving me alone on a mountain. Kira, if my being here is causing problems, your being here is the only reason I'm not panicking. The words came out sharper than I intended. You're the one who knew how to splint my ankle. You're the one who stayed calm. You're the one who's actually here. Miles looked at me with an expression I couldn't quite read. He should be the one who's here. Well, he's not. He's never here. That's why you've been my backup plan for everything. I laughed, but it sounded bitter. The backup wedding date who actually shows up to wedding planning. How pathetic is that? It's not pathetic. It is. I'm getting married in 3 months and my fiancé can't be bothered to help plan our wedding. But my friend drops everything every time I ask. Thank you, I said quietly, for always being my backup plan. Anytime. But something in his voice sounded sad. We sat in silence while the sun continued its descent. Miles had a headlamp and he set it up. We should probably try to move soon, he said, before it gets dark. Can you stand if I support you? I tried with his help, but the moment I put weight on my ankle, pain shot up my leg. Miles caught me before I fell. Okay, new plan. I'm going to carry you. Miles, it's 2 miles. You can't carry me 2 miles. Watch me. He was already positioning himself. Climb on my back. This is insane. This is happening. Come on. I climbed onto his back, my arms around his shoulders, and he stood up with a grunt. You're stronger than you look, I said. I've been working out. He started walking. Figured I should be in good shape for all this backup plan duty. We made it maybe a quarter mile before he needed rest. He set me down on a fallen log and stretched his back. You okay? I asked. Fine. Just pacing myself. He drank water. How's your ankle? Hurts, but the splint is helping. I watched him in the headlamp glow. His hair was damp with sweat. His shirt had dirt on it from where he'd knelt beside me. You know you don't have to do this, right? We could call for rescue services. And wait how long? 2 hours? 3? By then it'll be pitch black and you'll be freezing. He sat down beside me. And what happened next changed everything. Full story is linked below or on my channel.